Did you know that a fruit many of us believe is the key to good health, something you might have even had for breakfast this morning, could be subtly contributing to weaker legs as we age? It sounds shocking, but stick with me, because what you're about to learn could change everything about how you look at your fruit bowl.
Hello and welcome to our channel, your trusted space for thriving in your golden years. Today we're tackling a very important and frankly controversial topic. We're going to uncover 7 so-called healthy fruits that, due to their specific properties, might not be the best choice for those of us over 60 who are serious about maintaining our strength, mobility, and independence. For decades, we've been told one simple rule: eat more fruits and vegetables. And that is, for the most part, excellent advice. Fruits are packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that are essential for our health. We see them in every health magazine, every diet plan. They have what we call a health halo. But here's the challenge that modern science is beginning to understand more deeply, especially for aging bodies. As we cross the 60, 70, and 80-year mark, our bodies process certain things differently. Our metabolism slows down. Our muscle mass naturally begins to decline in a process called sarcopenia, and our sensitivity to sugar changes dramatically. Sarcopenia is a critical term to understand. It's the age-related, involuntary loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength. Think of it as osteoporosis for your muscles. And what's the #1 enemy of muscle health, aside from inactivity? Chronic inflammation and poor metabolic health, both of which can be fueled by, you guessed it, excess sugar. And this is where our healthy fruits come into the picture. Some fruits, while natural, contain incredibly high amounts of sugar, specifically fructose. When eaten in excess or in the wrong form, this sugar can overwhelm our system, leading to a cascade of negative effects that directly impact the strength and integrity of our leg muscles, the very foundation of our mobility. It's not about vilifying fruit. It's about being smarter with our choices. It's about shifting from a mindset of all fruit is good to which fruit is best for my body at this stage of my life.
So, let's get into the specifics. We're going to count down from number 7 to the most surprising fruit at number 1. For each one, I'll explain why it's on the list, how it affects your body after 60, and what you can choose instead for better results. All right, coming in at number 7 are dried fruits. This includes things like raisins, dates, dried apricots, and prunes. For years, these have been marketed as the perfect healthy snack. Prunes for regularity, raisins in our trail mix, dates as a natural sweetener. But here's the problem. Drying fruit is a process of dehydration. When you remove the water, you concentrate everything else, especially the sugar. A small box of raisins, which seems so innocent, contains roughly the same amount of sugar as a can of soda. A couple of medjool dates, while delicious, can pack over 30 grams of sugar. For a senior's metabolism, this is a huge sugar load to handle all at once. It causes a rapid spike in blood sugar and a corresponding surge of the hormone insulin. When this happens repeatedly, day after day, it can lead to insulin resistance. Think of insulin as the key that unlocks your cells to let sugar in for energy. With insulin resistance, the locks on your cells become rusty. The key doesn't work as well. The sugar can't get into the cells, so it stays in your bloodstream, causing damage. How does this weaken your legs? 2 ways. First, chronic high blood sugar fuels inflammation throughout the body, including in your muscles and joints, making them feel achy and weak. Second, excess sugar in the blood can lead to a process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to proteins like collagen and elastin in your muscles and tendons. This creates harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These AGEs make your muscle tissues stiff, brittle, and less functional. It's like pouring molasses into a finely tuned engine. What to do instead? If you love the taste, use them very sparingly, perhaps 1 or 2 dates chopped up in a large dish. But a far better choice is a small handful of fresh, low-sugar berries, like raspberries or blackberries. You get the sweetness plus all the water and fiber that slows down sugar absorption. Fruit number 6. Tropical fruits, mango and pineapple. Number 6 on our list is a duo of delicious tropical delights, mangoes and pineapples. These fruits instantly make us think of vacations, sunshine, and exotic flavors. They are loaded with vitamin C and enzymes like bromelain in pineapple, which is said to have anti-inflammatory properties. So, what's the catch? Again, it's the exceptionally high sugar content, particularly fructose. A single cup of mango can contain over 20 grams of sugar, and pineapple isn't far behind. While fructose from whole fruit is better than high fructose corn syrup, our bodies, especially our livers, can still get overwhelmed. The liver is the primary organ responsible for metabolizing fructose. When you consume too much, the liver can't keep up. It starts converting that excess fructose into fat, specifically triglycerides. This can contribute to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a condition that is becoming increasingly common. A stressed fatty liver is an inflamed liver, and that inflammation doesn't stay put. It becomes a body-wide problem. For your legs, this systemic inflammation can accelerate sarcopenia. Think of your muscles as constantly being in a state of repair and breakdown. To build muscle, your repair processes need to outpace the breakdown. Chronic inflammation tilts the scale towards breakdown, making it incredibly difficult to maintain, let alone build, strong leg muscles, no matter how many squats you do. What to do instead? Treat these fruits like a dessert, not a daily staple. Have a few small slices, not a giant bowl. A fantastic alternative that gives you a tropical feel with far less sugar is papaya. Papaya has a lower sugar content and is also rich in digestive enzymes. Another great option is kiwi fruit. Fruit number 5, grapes. At number 5, we have one of the easiest to eat and easiest to overeat fruits, grapes. Red, green, black, they're all essentially little bags of sugar water. They are refreshing and delicious, and they do contain resveratrol, an antioxidant you may have heard about. But the mindless snacking factor is the real danger here. It's so easy to sit down with a large bunch of grapes and finish the whole thing without a second thought. A single cup of grapes can have upwards of 15 to 20 grams of sugar. But who eats just 1 cup? Many of us will eat 2 or 3 times that amount in one sitting. This delivers a massive, rapid dose of sugar to your bloodstream. We're back to that blood sugar spike, the insulin surge, and the downstream effects of inflammation and glycation, ages. It's a direct assault on the metabolic health that underpins strong muscles. Think about it this way. To maintain strong legs, your body needs a steady supply of energy and building blocks, protein. When you eat a huge bowl of grapes, you get a quick energy rush followed by a crash. This crash can leave you feeling lethargic and unmotivated to do the very thing you need to do to keep your legs strong. Move. It creates a vicious cycle of low energy and inactivity. What to do instead? If you enjoy grapes, practice portion control religiously. Count out 10 to 15 grapes and put the rest away. That's your snack. A superior alternative for that satisfying crunch and hydration is cucumber slices or jicama sticks. They are very low in sugar and provide great hydration and fiber. For a fruit alternative, again, berries are your champion. Fruit number 4, sweet cherries. Coming in at number 4 is a seasonal favorite, sweet cherries. A bowl of fresh Bing or Rainier cherries in the summer is one of life's simple pleasures. And cherries are famous for containing antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. So why are they on this list? We need to make a crucial distinction here between sweet cherries and tart or sour cherries. The tart ones, often sold frozen or as a juice concentrate, have been studied extensively for their powerful anti-inflammatory benefits, especially for arthritis and muscle recovery. They are genuinely a superfood. Sweet cherries, on the other hand, the ones we typically eat fresh by the handful, have a much higher sugar content. A cup of pitted sweet cherries can easily contain 20 grams of sugar. While they still have some of the beneficial compounds, the high sugar load can unfortunately counteract some of those anti-inflammatory benefits, especially when consumed in large quantities. It's a classic case of the dose making the poison. A few sweet cherries are likely harmless, but eating a whole pound, which is easy to do, creates that familiar problem, a significant sugar spike. For a body already prone to inflammation and insulin resistance, this can be like throwing fuel on a fire, potentially worsening joint pain and muscle weakness rather than helping it. What to do instead? Prioritize tart cherries. You can find them in the frozen section. Add a small handful to a protein smoothie. They provide the anti-inflammatory punch without the massive sugar load. If you must have sweet cherries, treat them like a candy, a small, portion-controlled indulgence. Fruit number 3, fruit juice, especially orange juice.
This next one might be tough for many to hear, as it's a cornerstone of the classic American breakfast. At number 3, it's not really a whole fruit, but it comes from them.
All forms of fruit juice, with a special mention for orange juice. For generations, we've equated a small glass of OJ with a healthy start to the day. A great source of vitamin C, we were told. And while it does contain vitamin C, what it contains in far greater abundance is sugar, without its natural protector, fiber. Think about it. How many oranges would you have to squeeze to make one glass of juice? 4, 5, maybe more. Could you sit down and eat 5 whole oranges in one go? Probably not. The fiber in the whole fruit would fill you up long before you could consume that much sugar. When you drink juice, you are consuming all the sugar from those 5 oranges in about 30 seconds. It's essentially a main line of liquid fructose straight to your liver. This is arguably worse than a soda because it wears that health halo I mentioned earlier. This massive, rapid sugar delivery is a metabolic disaster for someone over 60. It guarantees a huge blood sugar and insulin spike. This directly sabotages leg strength. The inflammatory cascade is triggered. The glycation, AGE's process goes into overdrive, and it promotes the storage of visceral fat around your organs, which is the most dangerous and inflammatory type of fat. It's a recipe for metabolic chaos that starves your muscles of the stable environment they need to thrive. What to do instead? This one is simple. Stop drinking fruit juice. Eat the whole fruit instead. Have one orange. You'll get the vitamin C, but you'll also get the fiber, which slows sugar absorption and keeps you full. If you want a healthy beverage, drink water, herbal tea, or black coffee. This single change can have a profound impact on your metabolic health. Fruit number 2, watermelon. Number 2 on our list is another summer icon, the ultimate symbol of picnics and barbecues, watermelon. It's hydrating, refreshing, and feels so light, right? It's mostly water after all. That's true, but the part that isn't water is almost pure sugar. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index, or GI, often scoring around 76 out of 100. The glycemic index is a measure of how quickly a food causes our blood sugar levels to rise. Foods with a high GI are digested and absorbed quickly, leading to a rapid fluctuation in blood sugar. While a single small slice might be okay, many of us eat large wedges of watermelon. Because it's so easy to eat, we can consume a large amount of sugar in a very short period of time. This rapid rush of sugar, as we've discussed, is precisely what we want to avoid. It triggers that inflammatory response and contributes to the long-term damage of glycation. Furthermore, this can lead to that boom and bust energy cycle. You get a quick burst of energy from the sugar, but it's followed by a crash as insulin rushes in to clear the sugar from your blood. This can leave you feeling tired and sluggish, reducing your motivation for the physical activity that is non-negotiable for maintaining leg strength. What to do instead? Again, portion size is everything. A small cube or 2 is fine, but if you're looking for a hydrating, low-sugar fruit, you can't beat berries. A better option for that refreshing crunch is celery or cucumber. Pair them with a healthy dip like hummus or guacamole to get some protein and healthy fats, which will stabilize your blood sugar and provide sustained energy for your muscles.
And now for the number 1 fruit on our list. This one is by far the most surprising for most people. It's a fruit that is synonymous with health. It's packed in lunchboxes, blended into smoothies, and recommended by doctors worldwide for its potassium content, which is vital for preventing muscle cramps. The number 1 healthy fruit that could be weakening your legs after 60 is the banana.
I can see the comment section lighting up already. Bananas? But what about the potassium? Yes, bananas contain potassium, an essential electrolyte for muscle function. But the devil is in the details, specifically the ripeness of the banana. As a banana ripens, its starch content, particularly what's called resistant starch, breaks down and converts into simple sugars, sucrose, fructose, and glucose. A green-tipped, slightly underripe banana has a lower sugar content and a higher amount of that beneficial resistant starch, which acts more like a fiber. It feeds your good gut bacteria and doesn't spike your blood sugar as much. However, the kind of banana most of us prefer to eat, bright yellow, soft, maybe with a few brown spots, is a sugar bomb. A large, ripe banana can contain over 25 grams of sugar. When you eat that, especially on its own, you're getting a dose of sugar comparable to a candy bar, and your body reacts accordingly. That familiar trio of trouble returns: blood sugar spike, insulin surge, and inflammation. The high sugar content in a ripe banana can completely negate the benefits of its potassium, especially in the context of long-term leg strength. The glycation process, AGEs, stiffens your muscle and connective tissues, and the chronic inflammation prevents effective muscle repair. You might be eating a banana to prevent a leg cramp,
while unknowingly contributing to the long-term weakening of the entire muscle structure. And let's be honest, where can you get potassium without the sugar? The list is long and delicious. Avocados, which have more potassium than bananas, spinach, sweet potatoes, beans, and salmon. These foods provide the potassium your legs need, along with protein, healthy fats, and fiber, the true building blocks of a strong lower body. What to do instead? If you must have a banana, choose one that is smaller and still has green on the tips. And never eat it alone. Always pair it with a source of protein and healthy fat to slow down the sugar absorption. For example, have a few slices of green-tipped banana with a large spoonful of almond butter or a side of full-fat Greek yogurt. But, honestly, you are far better off getting your potassium from the other sources I mentioned and reserving ripe bananas as a very occasional treat. So there you have it, the 7 healthy fruits that deserve a second look after the age of 60. Let's quickly recap the core principles here, because it's not about creating a list of forbidden foods. It's about understanding the why. First, the main villain in this story is excess sugar in a rapidly digestible form. This leads to inflammation, insulin resistance, and glycation, all of which are enemies of strong, healthy muscles. Second, fiber is your best friend. Fiber, which is removed from juice and is less present in very ripe fruits, is what slows down sugar absorption and protects your metabolic health. Always choose whole fruits over processed versions. Third, moderation and mindful eating are non-negotiable. Even with healthier, low-sugar fruits, portion size matters. Don't fall into the trap of mindless snacking. And finally, prioritize protein and healthy fats. These are the macronutrients that actually build and maintain muscle tissue and provide stable, long-lasting energy. Fruit is a supplement to your diet, not the foundation of it. This knowledge isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to empower you. You are in the driver's seat of your health. By making small, informed choices every single day, you can build a body that is strong, resilient, and ready to carry you through many more active, joyful years. Now, I want to hear from you. Was any fruit on this list a surprise? What's a so-called healthy food that you've become more cautious about on your own health journey? Share your story and your wisdom in the comments below. Your experience could help someone else in this wonderful community. And if you found this video helpful and want to continue building a stronger, healthier you, be sure to like and subscribe. And I highly recommend you click the link on the screen right now to watch our next video, the 5 best exercises to rebuild leg strength after 60. It's the perfect next step. Thank you so much for watching. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.